Right, and it's now time to get into the left field.
This is a new tune from the left field. Spiffing.
Right then, this week's left field is Shorty and the Half Poles, and I do have the lead vocal and acoustic guitar. Damon on the phone. How are you doing, Damon?
I'm alright, Fordy. How are you, man?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. Roughly a bit later doing the left field this week, but there's no problem. I'm actually glad you rang up.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to ring up, man. I'm just thank you for playing this song.
It's no problem. That's what the whole left field is all about, is basically bands and artists who don't get much airplay or new on the scene, and, well, I just give them the airplay, basically, and so we get some songs known. So, tell us roughly how the band got together, where the name come from, and where are you from?
Well, we're from predominantly Leeds and Bradford, actually. I was born in Bradford, and it's a weird story, a long one, really. About 14 years ago, me and my brother started to play guitar together. And that lasted for, like, say, 10, 11 years. And it wasn't until about 3 years ago we found ourselves a drummer. Right. And my brother's wife, Sammy, started to play bass. And we jammed together every Friday night. And before we knew it, we had a bunch of songs that we'd written together. And next thing we knew, somebody had told us we should get gigs. So we did a few gigs. And right now, it's also pretty new, but, you know, we're all loving it. And it's purely about the music. Simple as that.
So I believe Sammy is in the background as well. Hello, Sammy. Is she there?
Is Sammy there?
Yeah. I know she's there somewhere.
Sammy!
She's one
awesome bass player I've ever met, and I've met a few bass players, but she is awesome. And
well, you've got to say that. It's your sister-in-law.
Yeah, but if you could see how small her hands were, you'd understand why I was saying that. It's like,
right.
You know, some strange physics going on.
So basically, you're a rock/indie/jam band.
Yeah.
That's a nice way of saying it, jam band.
Well, jam bands, you know, it's essentially an honest thing to say because the band has evolved purely around, you know, a jamming idea. We're all about playing music together. We're not about, you know, going and playing millions of gigs and forcing singles onto the scene. We play music together because we love, you know, sitting together and playing music. And we've jammed together in my family home now for, like I say, 14 years.
Wow. And,
you know, there's a band formed out of that. We still have big get-togethers where people who want out to do with our band just turn up and we all just jam together and play.
That's what it's all about. That's a very good way. So, what's your roughly main influences of the sound of the band?
Wow, that's an amazing question because personally I grew up listening to, and when you listen to your home you're not going to understand this, but I grew up listening to Iron Maiden and Motorhead and I got into Metallica and, you know, all the heavy metal stuff. But into the 90s for some reason I had some kind of epiphany and I fell in love with the acoustic guitar.
Right.
And I loved all the a lot of the indie music. I mean, a lot of people hate me for saying this as well, but I loved Oasis. You know, the early stuff was amazing, fantastic songs and
cool.
That's just me personally, and I know my brother and Sammy have got, you know, some incredible influences, Pink Floyd and Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix. You know, to describe, you know, what's influenced it is almost impossible.
That is a big list of main influences.
It's difficult though, but everybody should be influenced by them people, shouldn't they, that I've just listed off?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, Pink Floyd, Iron Maiden, Hendrix, they're all greats. AC/DC.
He said, oh man, AC/DC, it's still rocking, like Maiden, still going for it.
Well, yeah, of course they are. They got Aerosmith that downloads, well, now roughly.
Aerosmith, I mean, I used to love Aerosmith, but I kind of, not fell out of love with them, but I stopped listening as much, you know, towards mid-90s, you know, when I kind of got into my Brit rock stuff, I kind of fell out with, you know, Aerosmith are good, but they're not an AC/DC or an Iron Maiden in my book.
True that.
It's too glammy for me.
So there's you on the lead vocals and acoustic guitar. You got Sammy on the bass and backing vocals.
Yeah.
You've got lead guitar Andy, which
my brother.
Your brother and Sammy's husband. And then you got Ants then on the drums. And you were telling me a little story about how the name of the band came around.
Well, funny you should say that. my brother, who's probably the last person you'd ask to come up with a name for the band,
Right.
just said it for a laugh one night at one of his jamming sessions, and I don't know, it kind of stuck. It rolls off the tongue a bit, doesn't it? And
It does roll off the tongue.
it's easy to explain.
Yes. Well, explain the Shutter. How did that come around? You told me a very interesting little story about that.
Sorry, yeah, well, Shetters.
Yes,
It's a bit of a northern slang thing. Shetters comes from our drummer's called Anthony.
Right.
And there's a bit of a nickname for that that we call Shetland Pony, as in rhyming slang for Tony.
Right.
Which turned into Shetters from the Shetland bit, which is obviously a Shetland Pony, but we just call him Shetters because his name's Anthony.
Yeah. Shortened name
got
of
the rest of the
Anthony's
band's explanation?
That'll do me nicely, I think.
Okay.
Very nice. So, and you are also unsigned band as well. So,
Yeah, we're unsigned, yeah.
your track, your home.
Yes?
Can you tell me something small and, well, in 5 words? How was that track for you?
Describe it in 5 words. Personal, my wife, sincere, melodic, I'd like to think.
Cool. Well, would you like to introduce your track to the lovely listeners of the Radio Shack and Radio Tia Coed?
I certainly would, yeah. This next track's called Your Home, and it's by Shetter Shorty and Half Poles. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, respond on his MySpace page, please, and give us some good vibes. Cheers.
Yes. Your
Thanks,
MySpace
Fordy.
page is myspace.com/SS and THP. So I'm guessing it's a shortened version of it. And this is your track, Your Home.
Your Home.
This is a new tune from the left field. Spiffing.
The way that you cry is a beautiful sign of emotion. Look in your eyes, all I can see is emotion. Look at me now, you're not on your own. You're home. The pain in your heart is a sign that your body is reeling from the troubles of life and that awful untangible feeling. Look at me now, you're not on your own. You're home. All I can say is I'm trying to work out the reason. You're beating yourself up, still perfect tuned to the season. Look at me now, you're not on your own. You're home. Look at me now, you're not on your own. You're home.
This is a new tune from the left field. Spiffing.
So yes, that is the brand new tune in the left field this week. Shetter, Shorty and the Half Poles.